Hi mamas! So I want to talk about something really cool today, and I hope that I can articulate it in a way that makes sense because I have a lot of thoughts about this running through my head, so we'll see how it goes. But I first started thinking about this when I was talking to Benji the other day. So I always tell him, like, oh, you're so cute, you're so adorable, you're so handsome. And I'm sure most moms do because we're obsessed with our kids and we think they're adorable. And I was talking to my sister a little while ago about my nephew, and she does affirmations with him every day, telling him that he is kind and he's important and all of these awesome things. And if you've seen The Help, I mean, you've seen something like that too. He was kind. Anyway, so I got thinking about that, and I was like, I don't just want to be telling him he's cute all the time. It's like the only compliment you give a woman is that she's beautiful or something like that. It's not a well-rounded picture, and it's not the most important part of being a human being. So every time I tell him he's cute now, I try to say, you know, instead of just like, oh, who's the cutest boy in the whole world, I'm like, who's the kindest boy, who's the smartest boy, things like that, so that I'm reinforcing other good traits and characteristics in him as well. But then I got thinking even more about it, and how as moms or as parents, we always go out of our way to do those things for our kids. We want them to grow up being confident and feeling good about themselves and knowing what an amazing person that we think they are and we know that they are. And we don't always do the same thing for ourselves. And so I got thinking about it, and I don't know, you guys have probably heard about something like this, but you know, standing in the mirror and saying, you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are a strong, confident woman, whatever it is that you feel like you need to be saying to yourself. I don't think we do that. I think we concentrate so much on everyone around us, especially our families, which is awesome. I think it's one of the superpowers of being a woman, is being able to concentrate so much love and effort on other people. And I'm not saying that guys don't, but I think there's a special tenderness that comes with being a woman that gives you a little special ability in that area. And I think it's great. But I think we need to then bring some of that back onto ourselves as well. And so I got thinking about doing that, and how just as moms we need to do that more for ourselves, to tell ourselves, you know what, you are an awesome mom, you are doing so good, you took such good care of your baby yesterday when he was sick, he loves you so much, he appreciates that you're there for him, you're his safe place, you know, you are killing it, you are the best mom, you are a badass. Whatever it is that makes you feel good about yourself, you should be telling yourself that. Other people may tell you that stuff too, I hope they do, but you should be telling yourself that. Now, along with that, because I love the way essential oils can boost things and make them even better and more amazing than they already are, I wanted to talk a little about that. So, with our senses and our memories and our belief system and everything, it's a big cycle. So when we have something happen to us, it goes through this whole cycle of things that is super scientific, and I'm not a professor. I'm not going to get into all that. I know how it works, but I might butcher explaining it. But there's a whole thing that goes through that it triggers in your brain a set of emotions and feelings and things that go through, and if you experience that enough, it becomes like a concrete pathway in your brain where every time that thing happens, your body automatically reacts in this certain way. And the more times that happens, the more concrete it gets, and the more, like, that's how habits are formed and things like that. But it could be like someone cuts you off in traffic, let's say, and it makes you upset because you were in a hurry and it was snowing or something, and it scared you, and that made you mad that they would put your life in danger like that. And every time you get cut off and you react in anger, it just solidifies that, and it makes it easier and easier to get mad every time someone cuts you off in traffic, and that just becomes your automatic response. And after you've done that for several years, it's hard to break that response because you were just so accustomed to doing that. That's what your brain pathway says. It says, oh, somebody cut me off, I am mad. And that's just what you do. And those habits and pathways can be broken after they're made, but it's obviously a lot of effort. And so when it comes to that, you can also have those responses when you smell things. I posted something about diffusers the other day and how we have 10,000 more receptors and things for smells than we do for any other sense. So it's obviously an extremely powerful sense. And I'm sure you've experienced it where you'll be out walking around doing something and you smell a certain smell that takes you back to your childhood, or, you know, takes you back to a certain moment. You know, you might smell like fresh bread, and maybe your mom made fresh bread on the first day of school every year or something like that. And so whenever you smell that smell of fresh baked bread, it takes you back to that happy memory immediately. Smells are so powerful in that way. They create those same pathways in our brain where they trigger that same response when we smell them, when we have associated them with something. And so you can use essential oils for this. It's such a powerful way to use them, especially when it comes to emotional things or your habits, like road rage type situation like I was talking about, when you want to break those habits, things like that. Because essential oils, depending on which oil it is, they cause an emotional or they can trigger an emotional response. So like, for instance, lavender. When you smell it, it's a very calming response that you have. It's a calming oil. And so if you are headed into a situation where you know that you are going to have raised anxiety levels or raised stress levels or something like that, and you smell lavender in that situation, it's going to bring your stress level down, help you feel more calm, and you can start creating that positive association. If every time you're in that situation you start smelling lavender, pretty soon your response to that situation is not going to be a freak out stress response anymore, because you've retrained yourself to have a more calm response in that situation. And so back to the whole self-love and the affirmations and all of that, to make it stick better and be even more powerful, you can use essential oils for that same thing. And specifically the one I want to talk about today is bergamot. So bergamot is known to be the oil of self-love. And so if you take off your bergamot, you smell it, you can put it on your wrist, you can put it over your heart, you can diffuse it while you're doing this, but you smell that bergamot smell that already helps to trigger those feelings of self-love and self-acceptance. And then you tell yourself, you are amazing, you are such a good mom, you are a wonderful friend, you are a very affectionate and loving wife. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself, this is only going to help reinforce that. And then in the future, maybe if you're having a hard day and you're having a hard time remembering or feeling those things, and you smell bergamot, it's going to trigger that pathway in your brain and help you to remember those feelings of, being uplifted and happy and empowered that you trigger when you say those nice things to yourself. So I hope my big, long, crazy explanation of all of that made sense. And obviously it doesn't have to be bergamot. You can do it with a lot of different oils, but since this is an oil of self-love, I think it's a really powerful one to use for that. I hope that's helpful. I mean, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I think moms deserve all the help they can get, because we are awesome and we are badasses, and we deserve to remember that. So I hope that helps. I love you all. I hope you have a great day.